As promised in the opening video of the Big 5, I want to look into every single exercise in detail. And today we're starting with the squat. The squat is the king exercise and cannot be missed in everyone's workout schedule if you want to not only build big legs, but also if you want to build an overall muscular body and shape. So if you have skinny legs and you want to build big quads, a muscular bum, and an overall muscular shape, this video will help you to get there. The squat builds the base of your shape. If you don't squat, if you skip your leg training, you will miss out the huge potential of your body's shape and aesthetics. I believe that the squat is responsible for a large amount of my shape, due to the high impact of the squat on my body, especially when I train with maximum weight and maximum reps. The primary muscle you train when you squat are your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, and your calves. Additionally, you work with your abdominals, your obliques, and the erectors. And then on top of all of that, your upper back, your lats, your chest, shoulders, and all of your arm muscles are involved in the squat when you hold and balance the bar. You can actually say that every muscle on your body is involved when you squat. Because of the involvement of all of your large muscle groups, when you squat, it puts your body in a high anabolic state, especially when you combine the squat and your leg training with good food and plenty of recovery. Again, anabolic meaning growing. When you squat heavy, it puts your body in an anabolic state, which means if you combine the training and the food and the perfect recovery, it puts your body into a growing state. The squat not only helps to build leg and overall muscle, it also helps you to burn fat when you combine it with the perfect nutrition. So your diet has to be spot on and you can guarantee your body plenty of recovery. For more information on how to implement the squat, how to train your legs and give your body enough recovery to grow, please download the links in the description. I have free training and nutrition plans that will tell you exactly on how to do it. Now that you know how important it is to squat, how do you add it into your weekly workout routines? When you really train hard, you must give your body plenty of recovery. Especially as a natural trainee, you need about 5 to 7 days to fully recover from a very heavy squat and leg session. Which means you only have to squat once a week. Considering that you also implement the deadlift in your workout once a week, you train your legs already twice. So, important. Make sure that you always remember you stimulate the muscle in the gym, but you grow and recover when you eat and sleep. So in the times when you're actually not working out. Now that you are ready to squat once a week, let's look into how to perfectly set up the squat from the beginning, because technique is everything if you want to progress over a long period of time. First, you need yourself and comfortable clothes to move in. Second, footwear. You either squat barefoot with super flat trainers or professional lifting shoes. You do not want to squat in padded shoes or running shoes. You want to avoid every possible wobble or slide in your shoes. You want to make sure that your feet connect to the floor, because you will push your feet into the floor when you squat. So you want to avoid every type of movement, because if you wobble around, your knees will fall in and it could cause problems for your spine. So for me, the best way of squatting is bare feet. Third, weight belt. For most of the trainees who start lifting or doing squats and they have no back injury, you do not need a lifting belt until you can at least do squat body weight for reps. And if you do use a weightlifting belt, use a very hard belt that you can get super tight around your abs, and then you can push your abs against the belt and it gives you no more room. Once you become very strong, the belt helps you to become even stronger and helps you to stay upright. But until then, you do not need a lifting belt for a very long period of time. Don't make the lift only possible because of your accessory. Make sure you get very good and very strong without any add-ons. Only exception is if you go to a weightlifting competition and you lift more than your body's natural capabilities. But this would be another subject and is beyond the scope of this video. So therefore today we're going to focus on how to perfectly squat without any accessories. I recommend you activate your quads by doing 8 to 10 reps of light leg extension, as well as 8 to 10 light reps of leg curls. Do back extensions without any weight, just body weight, 1 to 2 times for 8 to 10 reps, and mobilize your hips also. Do not stretch your lower back, keep the tension in there from the warm-up. You are now ready to squat. Everything is in line now and you are ready to squat. But before you do, make sure the setup is perfect. I see so many people squatting outside of the rack. They can't get the bar safely out of the hooks because the bar is too high or too low. This is dangerous and I always recommend you not to squat unless you have the perfect setup. When the setup is safely and professionally done, it protects you from injury and helps you to go heavy and maximize your lift. Always go through the exact same setup routine every time. First, set up the hooks. Always use the same setting, never too low and never too high. Both can be unnecessarily risky, especially when it gets heavy. The height of the hooks, respectively the bar, is the height between your collarbones and your armpits. If you have the bar too low, it will be heavy to lift it up and get into position. If the bar is too high, you have to get on your tiptoes to unrack it, which is dangerous altogether, especially when you are done with your maximum weight and reps. Place your hands on the bar. You have to know your proper hand position before you get under. This will help you to center the bar and you're more stable and balanced from the beginning. You don't want to let the bar go and find your hand position once you stand upright. It can unbalance your whole position. Now that your hands are in line, you step forward with your feet. Your midfoot is directly under the bar. Place the center of the bar in the middle of your spine on the traps. Not too low and not too high into your neck. Look into the mirror and make sure everything is in line, the bar in the center. Once you're under the bar, slide your hands as close as you can to tighten your scapula. This gives you more trap to act as a pad. By all means, use a pad to soften the bar on your back. But don't make it too big or it will alter the center of gravity of you and the bar will force your spine unnecessarily to lean too far forward. The bar is now in place and you are ready to walk out. Take a deep breath and push against the belt if you are wearing one. Unrack the bar by squeezing your glutes together and stand up. Now keep the tension in your abs, glutes and quads. Make sure you stand stable before you get into your squat position within 2 steps. Don't lift your foot too high off the ground, rather slide back. To be most accurate, place your feet where you are most powerful to jump high. This is the most mechanically efficient feet positioning to ensure you can put the maximum force into your quads whilst minimizing torque force in the knee joint. Once your feet are in position, you can adjust your feet slightly by rotating them into the perfect angle. I recommend a stance where your heels are probably going to be in line with your shoulders. This will help you to perfectly balance the bar. Your foot positioning has to feel natural. Don't rotate them too far out. This is something you have to practice a few times to really feel where your perfect body and foot positioning is before you start with your squat. And now you are ready to squat. Take a deep breath. Most of the people don't do that. This will give you a lot of stability in your upper body. The air in your lungs work like a blown up balloon that helps you to keep your posture upright and your spine in a natural position. Don't force an aggressive arch, but keep a natural hollow, keep it natural and straight. You must hold your breath when squatting down. You only breathe in on top when you are upright. In the negative part of the lift, the lungs must be absolutely full. Now hold your breath and let the weight of the bar squat you down in a natural way until your quads are parallel to the floor, your hips slightly below your knee joint and your knees exactly above your toes. It can help to use a squat box or safety bars so that you always know exactly how deep to come down in every repetition. Fix a point on the mirror in line with your hairline, which you fixate throughout the entire lift. Remember, like in any sport, the body follows the eyes. At the bottom of the lift, it's your eyes looking up, not your head. Coming back up. Push the bar up with your hands. Focus with your eyes on the center point above you. Think about squeezing your glutes, thriving your hips forward, and approximately halfway up or on the height of your sticking point, breathe out, and for the rest of the way when coming up. Also when coming up, push your knees slightly outside, so they stay above your feet and don't fall inside. If you look down, you more likely fall forward and put too much pressure on your spine to correct your bad position. So make sure you breathe out, you look up and be chest proud every time you come up. A lot of beginners lean too much forward and don't look up, and then the squat more becomes a back lift. So make sure your spine stays naturally arched and straight and you keep looking up. Imagine the bar is going pretty much straight up and down in one line. As soon as you are on top, standing upright again, squeeze your glutes so that your back is straight, the bar is in line with your hips, and you stand in a neutral position. Take a deep breath before you start your next repetition, doing exactly the same again. So how deep can you go? As deep as you can, as long as your spine stays straight and in a neutral position, you can go pretty deep. Again, this depends on your body's structure, height and length of your femur and torso. I always use a squat box. This helps me to maximize the depth of my movement, but I never come too low and risk back injury. And it also helps me to make sure I always use full range of motion in every single repetition. With everything I've just shown you, you have all the tools to squat safely and productively. It takes time to learn how to squat. Start with a light weight, learn the perfect technique, and give your body time to adapt not only for your muscles, but your connective tissues, ligaments, and joints. And over a long period of time, you will eventually get there. Next time in that Big 5 series, I'm going to show you how to perfectly deadlift. And in the meantime, please subscribe to my channel, click the bell and receive all the notifications when I have new videos coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to download my free training and nutrition plans via the link in the description.